Chapter 20. Well. Truthfully, this is really unexpected. I never thought I will meet her again. 2 times at the top of the gate of the capital maybe still can be coincidence since that place have a nice view, but... Eren-san. What a surprise. I never thought I would meet you in here. She exclaimed with smile. Same here actually. I replied. For her to visit Arlem village directly like this. This is clearly surprising event. What are you doing in here? Tiar asked. I live around this area, a mansion not far from here to be precise. I answered, how about you? What are you doing in here? I asked back. I come here to sell my stuff of course. She gestured to the basket she carried with grin, her blue eyes seemed sparkling for a moment. I was trying my luck, in capital there's too many rival, but in here. Well. She pat her merchandise with satisfied face, I got a lot of profit. Well. That's actually not wrong, the capital is crowded place, she's not the only one who's selling in there so. But then why you open store in capital in first place? Because it's good place to make a name. She answered, it's the capital after all, and while I also make profit but sometime I will need extra money and to get that I decide to go to 1 or 2 small village, so instead buying from capital, they buy it from me. Granted my merchandise not that much, but profit's still a profit. I see. I hummed, that actually makes sense in 1 or 2 way. As soon as I see her I decide to have talk with her privately in order to gaining information. Right now I already separated from Petra and Luca, we were in flower garden that near the village, the place where Subaru want to spend his time with Amelia. Still. I never thought there's a large flower garden like this in here. She said while crouching and poking one of the flowers with astonished face. She turned to me with smile, you live in good place Eren-san. I'm not living here but well, I guess you can say so. I replied nonchalantly. Normally I won't pick such place just for talk, but since this place is quite far and isolated but at same time also not suspicious and open as well. I decide to pick it, just in case if there's someone spying or make a move toward us I can see and fight them without fear I would endangering someone. Save for Tiar of course, but it's better one person than a group. Hey, do you mind if I pick few to be sold at capital? I'm not the owner but I won't suggest that, you will ruin this garden. I deadpanned. This girl. She's really greedy despite her benevolent look. Then again, that was to be expected from normal people like her, she's working to make money for living after all so. But if I take 1 or 2? She muttered while glancing to the flowers that everywhere, maybe a dozen. How is it possible from 1 or 2 instantly go to dozen? Just take 1 or 2 pairs please, don't take more than that. I said with sigh. Thank you Eren-san. She replied with big smile, you're really well known around here Eren-san. You can say so. Pretty much everyone in village already know of my existence, and they all quite respectful to me. Thanks to the charisma for that I suppose. That sounds pretty good, it mean you're doing whatever you did right. She commented with approving nod, but you looks unhappy from that. Unhappy? I quirked my eyebrow at her. Well. I'm pretty good person Eren-san. She exclaimed with smile, I can tell that you're in problem. She stated while resting her chin to her palm, again. She added. I only silent in response of her comment. I stare at her, from top of her red hair to the bottom of her sandals. My eyes focused momentarily to her face that's smiling, seeking any sign of non-verbal language. After almost a full minute I turned away, my eyes locked to the green that's surrounding us, I'm not unhappy about them. Really? She asked again, making me turn to face her who looking up at me from her position, I don't know about the details but... She tilted her head, a slight bitter emotion marred her face, from here, it looks like you're crying. I feel myself stiffened at that statement. Crying? Me? Ha, don't be ridiculous. It just your feeling. I answered swiftly as I turned away. That was lie, very obvious one. The way I flinched and went silent for a moment. If Tiar's sharp enough to know there's something wrong with me then she surely also realized that was bullshit. You look like having a whole world on your shoulder. I narrowed my eyes at her from my position. That was certainly familiar words. If I recall, that was what she said to me when we... Are you going to tell me to tell, fuck you, to the world again? I asked with small smirk. The response I got from her is like what I wish. Her smile gone, blush spread to her face and she flailed her arms in panic manner, don't say it aloud like that. She stammered. Why not? It's embarrassing. She stuttered, just remembering that. She fell silence for a moment before she covered her face. You are. I don't believe I used such crass word. I chuckled as she started to stuttering like a mess. Really, I can use any smallest joy I could find right now to comfort myself. Don't laugh. She ordered with pout while huffing her cheeks. You're mean, you know that. I was just trying to help. I can't help but let out snort at that. Help? What possibly you could do? I don't know, you never told me your problem. I blinked at her. Did I just say that aloud? Yes, you just say that aloud, and no, I'm not reading your mind. She continued with beatific smile. It's all written over your face, Aaron-san. Is that so? I said in nonchalant voice. So? You going to tell me your problem? No. I'm already sick having Amelia and Rem pestering me about that. I don't need someone who I barely know. She's not friend, but I would say she's bordering to one, to start bothering me too. I think the pleasantry's already enough. I can get to the business without sound suspicious anymore. I turned to her and... It's hard, isn't it? To have countless depending on you. Any words that formed in my lips washed away. She did not look at me, rather she's staring at the purple flower that she hold in her hand, twirling it and give sniff to the plant. Her legs dangling in air from her sitting position before she slowly turned to me and extend the flower to my direction. Iris. It spoke for hope, wisdom and valor. She said softly. I stare at the purple plant for a few seconds, then my gaze shifted back to her who looked at me expectantly. I'm not brave, nor I'm wise. I replied, I'm just a man who used as chewing toy by the world. I don't know why I'm saying that, perhaps it because my mind is too messed up. I won't be surprised if someone call me crazy with the way I behave. My past self would said that without hesitation. But you're here, right? What with me being here connected to brave and wise? As matter of fact, bravery sometime can be considered as stupidity, something that opposite to wisdom. Aaron-san, I don't know your problem, but it was easy for me to know that you were in something deep, and that bothering you, terrifying you even. Memory of Cthulhu gigantic figure crossed to my mind, followed by the dead of villager, and I feel my breath hitched. But you're still right here now. You not running away. Are you suggesting that I should run away and abandon them? I asked in incredulous voice while giving her same look. Then again, that's what I will do, right? After I dispose those children, I will run away from here. I don't want to face Cthulhu again, once is already enough. I have no intention to went through that torturous event twice. Why not? Despite she talking about abandoning the whole village possibly to dead or something that worse, Tiar's beautiful smile never gone, it was still there, her blue eyes also show nothing but peace and serene emotion. Before I can make comment she continued to speak. Isn't that what people usually do? When they terrified or afraid usually they run away. And it was normal to do that if you afraid. But you. Despite whatever that terrifying you, but you still remain here and you're also smart or wise enough to know that running won't solve anything, so you decide to stay and trying to solve it. Isn't that what we called brave? That was. You were wrong. I muttered, voice low and only a mere whisper, I'm not brave. I never was. All this time I was confident and always appear to be strong because I know that I will win. I'm strong, I'm not normal, I'm someone who inherit King of Knight's strength, that's why. But now there's someone that more powerful than me. Terrifyingly more powerful. And I'm never a good person. I'm selfish, I never care much about other. My intention to befriend with Ram, Amelia, and the other is so I can gain allies, so I will have support from them. I am only a normal person who unlucky. Perhaps. But your effort and your struggle. Isn't that bravery in their own way? She said as she took my hand, opening my palm and placed the iris flower in there. You're brave enough to stand against what terrifying you, and you're also wise enough to know that if you run away an instant the result will be more catastrophic. She tilted her face up to me and placed one hand to my chest. All you need now is a hope. There's no hope. I dryly replied, my enemy is equal to the world themselves. What hope I could get from that? I asked rhetorically. All I ever wanted is only life like a normal person. Life in peace. Tiar's grip on my hand tightened, but there's no malice intent in there, it seems filled with reassurance. I noted that her hand is a bit cold. I understand, I may not look like it, but believe me, I understand. She murmured to me, her face taking carrying hint of sympathy, but we can't stop fighting, because when people stop fighting, that was when they truly lose. Why do we still fighting if we already know the result in the end? My enemy is Cthulhu, a motherfucking Cthulhu, even if I fight I still going to lose. Tiar's smile returned, and this time it carried hint of melancholy but at same time also happiness, because of hope. Because of hope. I repeated. I stare at her for a moment, my face showing dumbfounded expression before I glanced at the flower in my hand, tilting it crown to facing me. I observed the petals and the core for a moment before closing my eyes. Hope is not enough. You can't accomplish things with a hope. That's true. She agreed with me much to my confusion and surprise. Hope can't solve anything, but it can lead you to the right path. She uttered softly as she retracted her hand from me. When people in despair, their only salvation is hope, and through it they can accomplish amazing feats despite being cornered. Hope is what makes people strong. It is the reason why people band together. It is what people fighting for, and it is what they fight with when all else is lost. I don't know either I should laugh or angry at her. I mean, she just telling me straight to use hope facing Cthulhu. Really? That's it? That was bullshit. A high-level bullshit. What kind of crap was that? And why the damn hell the words she used seems familiar? Is there any particular reason you come to this place? I decide to ask, changing the conversation as I don't want to talk about it anymore. Tiar seems at least understand and not wish to pry anymore as she responded, particular reason? She asked back with confused face. I mean, why come to here? To this village, precisely. Oh, that. She tapped her chin with her index finger. Not really, I come to here because there's group of merchant that want to come here. Now that, caught my attention wholly. A group of merchant? Yes, originally the village supply should be delivered 2 days ago, however due to some disturbance it got delayed. And to apologize for that the head of the merchant that responsible for this area come here personally by delivering the stocks personally. If that wasn't damn suspicious I don't know what else is. I mean, coming here personally. What possibly could? You not need to worry about that. I already ensure the village won't get their supply for next few days, enough until the day of ordeal come. Oh. 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 Oh fuck. The name. I gulped the lump that formed on my throat and I feel my lips become dry. Who's the name of the one that in charge of that merchant group? Who's the person in charge? I have need something for my own plan. His name. Tiar closed her eyes, fingers touching her chin as she take thoughtful pose for a moment, if I recall. It was Keddy. Yeah, Keddy Muddit. Keddy, you just need to find man named Keddy. I can contact him if you want. What do you need by the way? It was then everything that troubling this village connected to my mind. My battle is still not over, it's still continue. While it is true that Betelgeuse is dangerous but he is never the main threat in first place, no. It was the witch cult, his branch to be precise. Unlike in canon, Betelgeuse come here not to test Amelia directly, the tester is those children, whatever those things that right now laying dormant inside them. When they unleashed they will be the one that become the biggest threat. Though it's not much, Betty doesn't know what it is but it acted almost like a curse, it's need a trigger to active. And anyone from Betelgeuse cultist faction highly possible able to trigger that curse. Fuck. 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 How could I miss this in last timeline? How the hell I forget about this? Fuck. I'm fucking idiot. Reveling in victory while in truth it's still not over. Of course they coming here now, there's no news from Betelgeuse after all. Where is he now? I demanded, polite be damned. If that guy already in village right now. Muddit-san still not in here yet, we actually come first because we want to work earlier and hoping get extra coins. Gods, I really feel relieved to hear that. Those cultists still not in here. Wait a minute, I asked. Oh, I come here with someone. She said with smile, surely you not expecting girl like me goes out from capital by herself right? Makes sense, may I know your companion name? Why? She asked while blinking in confusion, then she let out gasp, Aaron-san, could it be? You're jealous? She exclaimed. I give her look in here, one that practically say I'm not amused or enjoy her accusation or joke, just answer it woman. She seems get my silent message as she huffed her cheeks, you're no fun Aaron-sama. She said, his name is Otto, Otto Suin. Otto Suin. Now why's that name sounds damn familiar? If I recall, wasn't he the guy who can talk to animals and befriend with Subaru? The one who also knock him up from his ride so he not got chased by Hakugiai. Oh, and he also can talk with animal. With that kind of ability. Wow, he can be very useful. But that's not important now, I have something else to dealt with. Does Mudit-san told you when he going to come? I asked. He didn't. Tiar answered, then her face confronted into slight concern. Why? Is there something wrong? Alright, let's play it cool and calm. In last 2 days there a problem, the road to here is actually not safe. While I can see how you and Suwon-san arrive in here without any harm due to you two only being alone and look not bring many things, but if there's large group. Is it about the witch cult? You knew. I heard about them from the villager when I asking around, the elders said that it was fortunate that we were late to coming. Well. This make things simpler, yes, a problem with witch cult, we afraid that there might be few still lurking around. I confirmed, let's go look for Suwon-san, he might be dash. Eren-sama, what are you doing? Familiar voice called me, and I turned around and see there is Rem not far from me, she's standing while carrying a barrel on her hand. On her side is a man with appearance that seems gloomy and tired, he have grey hair that quite long and also clad in green outfit along with head that has single feather. While his face in reality is far different from anime but... Yeah, I recognize him, this is Otto Suwon alright, I remember him now. I can see why Luca call him sick looking too, he look like so tired and always depressed. Rem, great timing. I said as I saw her approach me, listen I dash. Are you proposing to this girl Eren-sama? She asked in strange voice. I blinked, hard, cutting myself from speaking further, proposing. I asked in incredulity. Where's that one coming from? The blue Oni answered my question by looking down to my hand, and I noticed there's flower in there, iris flower that Tiar just give to me. This? Rem, this is dash. Is it for Rem then? She let out small gasp and her eyes widened, then her face taking delightful expression, Eren-sama, there is no need to use flower to proposing to Rem, Rem will dash. No, this is actually belong to Tiar-san and dash. So it's for this woman then? Her voice turned back to strange and I swear I saw her eyes flashed with something ominous for a moment. I about to retort again but this time I stopped myself before I blurting out without thinking anymore by slapping my forehead, no, just no. I paused briefly. God damn it, how the hell she come to that conclusion? Women and their bad habit, seriously. Always jumping to instant decision, this flower given to me by Tiar-san. I gestured to the red-haired girl who giggling at our interaction, speaking about her, Tiar-san meet Rem meet Tiar-san. Hello, it's nice to meet you. Tiar waved her hand to her in friendly manner, your friend with Eren-san. It's nice to meet you too Tiar-san. Rem nodded to her, Rem is also the one who taking care of Eren-sama, she might be going to take care of his future as well. Oi, I can accept the first and the second but the last one clearly not. Tiar meanwhile looked confused, is that so? Ahahaha. She chuckled weakly, anyway, Suwon-kun. Just the person I looking for. I also looking for you Tiar-san. Otto replied with nervous smile, I want to tell you something, about Mudit-san. Oh. Yes. Mudit-san. I also want to say something about him but first. She turned to me and give tug to my sleeve, this is Eren-san meets Suwon-kun. Eren Pendragon. I said as I extend my hand to him with small smile. Ah, Otto Suwon. He took my hand with weak smile, I noted that her grip also seems a bit strong, he looked excited and nervous at same time, it's nice to meet you. As do I. I replied as I retract my hand, now, I believe you were speaking about your hire, Kedi Mudit. Huh. Yeah, is there something wrong Pendragon-san? Well. He's about to come here right? Do you know when he will come? Yeah, he said he will come around 2 lunar time. 2 lunar time. Right now is already 1 lunar time and bordering to 2, as matter of fact it's already close to. Damn, I only have short time left. Is there something Pendragon-san? Otto asked. Yes, there is. Do you have any way to contact him? I did, he lent me some converse mirror. He brought out the mirror, he just tell me they will arrive soon as matter of fact. Is that so? Damn. Excuse me for a moment. I need to talk with Rem here. I said while giving look to Rem. If you have some question, you can ask Tiar-san here if you want to. She get the big picture. Alright then. I make gesture to Rem, who looking at me with curiosity. She dropped the barrel to the ground softly before we both walk away few meters from Otto and Tiar. Is there something wrong, Eren-sama? She asked. Yeah. I nodded. Before I said anything, can you tell me where you find that guy? I asked while discreetly gesturing to Otto. Oh, that. Suwon-san apparently also searching for his companion. Rem also bought few supplies from him. We both heard that Eren-sama and his companion went to this direction. I see. Talk about good timing. Could it be that Eren-sama jealous? What? I asked blankly. There's no need to jealous Eren-sama. No matter what, Eren-sama is the only man other than Roswell-sama that Rem will serve wholeheartedly, in body and mind. She said that embarrassing words with shockingly straight face. I don't know either. I should be happy or annoyed. On one hand, this is Rem we talking about. Imagine how many otaku and fans will cry and kneel just to hear that words come out from her mouth. On another hand, however, this is not the time. Well, I'm happy to hear that. Oh, I did. Make no mistake, I feel my cheeks become warm just by admitting that aloud, and Rem's beatific and happy smile only intensifying that, but right now we have urgent matter. She must be noting how serious I look as she also straightened her posture and look at me with keen eyes. Rem listening. I'm almost forget about it, I just remember it now as matter of fact. I said, before my battle with the Archbishop, he mentioning about having a guy who handling merchant that responsible for selling supplies to this village, and he said that he had delayed the deliverance for few days so the merchant won't cross path with witch cult. I inform her that, the name of that merchant is Kedi, and the one that will come here soon is Kedi Muddit. Coincidence? I don't think so. Rem slowly tilt her gaze to Otto and Tiar who chatting, her body become rigid for a moment and I can see her fingers twitched. It's not need to take genius to put the puzzle together, then. Is that mean those two? No, I suspect they're not with the witch cult. I replied. Otto Suwon is clearly not belong to witch cult, that was very obvious. As for Tiar, I kind of having hard time to thought of her as someone who belonged to witch cult. I mean, she looks a bit clumsy and a girl that's sheltered in one or two way, they probably send it here as a pawn. Clearly that Kedi confused. He did not get any news from the Archbishop, but he not stupid enough to visit this place without order, so he sended them here to check on them. If they manage to reach the village, it means something went wrong with their operation, since the witch cult mostly going to kill them before they got to the village. But if they don't, then they will follow whatever instruction they last given. Since Suwon-san here already informed him, then he must be aware that their operation went wrong, so he decided to come here personally to check it, and he probably going to continue the day of ordeal in place of his fallen master. Day of ordeal? That was what that Archbishop say about this operation. I don't know why it called that though. Anyway, at any case we don't have much time. I stare at her in eyes directly. Those children, secure them, take them away from this village. I can sense the blue-haired Oni tense stiffened, her expression become tight and also slight concern. Eren-sama going to kill them? Despite there's no hesitation in there or a stutter, but I can tell that she really disliked the idea of killing those things. No. I said with short pause, as much as that will make things easier, but I don't think Emmy will like it if she found out about that. Just go and secure them, Rem, don't let any civilian got close to them. I ordered. Rem's stoic face broke, small smile and her sharp gaze mellowed. Leave it to Rem, Rem shall secure the children away from this village. She said with determination. What Eren-sama going to do? I turned to the direction of the entrance of the village, my eyes sharpened and I feel anger start to grow inside me. I'm going to greet our guest properly. It has been 15 minutes ever since his conversation with Tiar. Right now Eren is few hundred meters away from the village, hiding among the trees while observing the path where the merchant will come soon. His mind right now went through various scenarios how things will goes from here. First, it is clear that even if he somehow managed to save the village, there's chance it's still going to be razed to the ground when Cthulhu raised from his slumber. As matter of fact, this whole land might as well considered to be lost. So even after he solved their problem, in the end it won't change anything, it won't matter. By the end of tomorrow there will be nothing left of this village, all of them will be destroyed by the Lovecraft creature. So in the end, why he's still here? Why he's still fighting despite knowing it will be useless? But we can't stop fighting, because when people stop fighting, that was when they truly lose. A satisfaction perhaps. He is afraid to Cthulhu, that was without doubt and a fact, but at same time he is also mad, he is angry, to those who responsible for the slaughter of people in Arlem village and turn them into some kind of atrocities. Before he leaving, at least he want to make sure those men pay for what they done to the villager in previous timeline. And also to stop villager turning to them. They are creatures that capable to teleport in one or two way. It will be troublesome to facing them in future after he escape if they to be let alive. Second, is he really going to do this? Attacking the whole merchant and kill them all? Don't get him wrong, he will kill those who responsible without hesitation, but what if there's innocence among them? What if there's people that doesn't know about the witch cult among them and only come because ordered to? What if those people have family, wife, daughter, husband, son, and friends that waiting for them back home? Will he kill them? Truthfully, there's chance he can stop this without massacring all of them. He can still use his Archbishop persona and talk with Ketty privately, then gain information about them before kill all those who involved with witch cult. However, that was quite risky actually. There's chance that Ketty has been informed about his presence in first place. And obviously it will be very suspicious that when you introduce someone new to your group in next few days you and your entire group vanish without saying anything to you. Not to mention there's chance that he could trigger the curse and turn the children into those thing. Still, this is people life that he grasped, not as simple or fickle things. Then image of the eldritch creature that crawling and lunged at him with their inhumane claws flashed in his mind, and his gaze turned to glare, his green eyes momentarily flicking with power, and he grip Excalibur hilt with tight, clenching the holy sword with anger. He don't want to see those horrible creature again, those monster that taking over the people he know and twisting their very nature of existence. For him that was as bad as tortured by Cthulhu. Maybe not to that extent, but the point still stand, he don't want to take any more risk. There's time that he have to repress his emotion so it won't hinder him. And right knowest that time. As he feel the earth vibrate around him and sounds of thumping started to get near to his direction, Aaron make his decision. There won't be any mercy for them, for the witch cult that has murder and slaughter thousand. Not from him, not from mankind, and not from their mad goddess. He will kill those worms. Every last of them. And that's the situation. Rem finished her explanation. I see. Amelia murmured as she glanced at the unconscious children that resting in the ground with sheep beneath them. She feels happy and relieved that Aaron really didn't kill them, despite his mind not in right state. That was proof enough just what kind of person he is. What about Aaron? Aaron-sama said he will return after he finished taking care of the remnant of the cult. Is it okay for him? She asked worriedly. I mean, he just recovered a moment ago. Right now everyone save for Beatrice is gathering in the yard. Each of them have their own duty, Rem and Ram to handling the mansion and Amelia with her study. However, they decide to take break and focus to their current problem in case of something happened, which is guarding the children. Not need to worry, Lia, Aaron will be fine. Puck reassured while hovering above her. Even if wounded, he's more than enough to deal with likes of them. He know well personally just how powerful Aaron is, already having sensed his power before. That guy won't be killed so easy, there's reason why he wary at him after all. Not to mention there's that as well. He added in his mind while narrowing his eyes slightly. This morning when he awake and started to screaming, Aaron's mana went crazy, causing storm and shockwave to his surrounding, destroying everything that near him, his own mana causing those that in air to lash out violently at them. And after they finally managed to calm him down, his mana still not calm apparently, while true it no longer lashing out but it start to grow. Granted it did not grow triple or quadruple, but the thought of something that already so large still growing is terrifying. Aaron's mana reserve already surpassing anyone in residence including Amelia perhaps, and now it started to become larger. That was enough to send shiver to his back. He feel emotion that he has not felt for very long time after a year's fear. Especially when their burst of witch sent from him this morning, it was so intense for a moment that it felt in the air, ominous and menacing. He was glad that Amelia wasn't there, she would be terrified if she close to him at that time. It was only for a moment of course, because after that Centipirit got dwarfed by his mana that went mad. But that was enough to make him feel fear. It almost like feeling Satella just reborn. What actually happened to him? Who is Aaron Pendragon? He claimed to be descendant of dragon, but what is the witch scent he carry? What his connection with the witch? Rem agree with Puck-sama, Aaron-sama will be fine, not need to worry Amelia-sama. Rem supported the cat spirit declaration with smile, right Nei-sama? She asked her sister. The pink Oni who did nothing but sitting on chair while sipping her tea like a lady that owned the manor only silent at her sister question. She appeared to doesn't want answer it but she did in the end. Indeed, Aaron-sama monstrous and brute power is fearsome, the cultist is a poor who stand against dragon, they have no chance against his immense strength. You make it like Aaron is the bad person in here. Amelia commented with sweat drop. It just Amelia-sama imagination. Ram brushed the comment aside easily, that actually very accurate comparison between Aaron-sama and the cultist. Indeed, that was true. Aaron-sama is fierce like a dragon, as expected from Nei-sama. Rem gushed while looking at her with sparkling eyes. Ram only let out "humph" of satisfaction at that. Of course, she is that good after all. Still, she can't help but feel quite bothered by this situation. Especially about Aaron Pendragon. Like Puck, she also sensed the malevolent of the witch aura that burst out from him this morning, and she not going to deny that was quite bothering for her. The origin of Aaron Pendragon is big mystery to her. He is someone who hail from land beyond Great Waterfall. Had someone else said that to her, Ram would tell that person to go check their own mind condition. However, Aaron Pendragon claim is not baseless. He have strong foundation to support that claim, such as the Mattia he always carry around. That thing was pretty useful and unique. She never seen or heard Mattia with such effect. And the pictures he showed to them also support his claim, showing that there's land beyond the waterfall and he come from there. There was his picture in there after all. Not to mention he is also related to the dragon, Volcanica, in one or two way. He is mentioned in the dragon stone after all, and he is descendant of dragon as well. So yes, Ram believe him that he come from land beyond Great Waterfall. The proof was more than enough after all. And because of that, Ram is very wary at him. He is mysterious being, an unknown, something that abnormal, and what more bothering is that he's powerful, undoubtedly so. In term of raw power, he's as powerful as her when she still has her horn or more, as matter of fact. And that means something, since Ram aware how powerful she was in past, she watering entire garden of village with magic, and she not even exhausted or had hard time doing that after all. But what the biggest thing from him is, ever since he coming here everything has changed. And Ram doesn't like change, she never liked them as matter of fact, just like when she didn't like things change when she stepped to the Lord Roswell's manor for the first time. And now she faced with the same things. Change. Aaron Pendragon has brought change to her world, to Rem world. And just like when she stopped unto the manor for the first time, the change he bring is good, it give positive impact to their life. And the situation also damn familiar. Rem was the first one that opened to Lord Roswell, and now she is also the first one that opened to Aaron Pendragon. However, it's not end there. Ram perfectly aware that Aaron Pendragon actually give more positive result to her than Lord Roswell. For the first time ever since a years, Rem doing her duty as a maid, not due to responsibility but also because she enjoying it. She started to open her eyes, expanding her view to the world. She started to learn how to live. And Ram doesn't know how to respond to that. Not to mention that damn brute also start to probing her world as well. She admit that it was her emotion that speak when she confront him in the forest before assault on the witch cult. She was angry that he dared to strike Lord Roswell, dare to harm the person that has give so much for her, and according to Rem would kill him had Lord Puck wasn't there. She note that she very reluctantly admit that she was enjoying his company alright. Aaron Pendragon is smart and sharp. It feels good to have someone competent, other than Rem and Lord Roswell, standing on her side, and it also feel great to bring down that prideful persona of him when she won the argument. Granted, she actually lose more than him, but she won't admit that, of course. Their bantering was amusing, and certainly Ram feel it polish her mind. It has been a while she talk with someone who know how to shoot back with proper logic after all. She must say that was certainly enjoyable challenge. Though he really need to know to behave to his better. Seriously, that man behavior is not helping at all. Seriously, he's insufferable. She was happy to get smacking his head with frying pan this morning, will be more happy if it do something at least, but at same time seeing he suffer like that in this morning. And now her mind drifted to that topic. She feel guilt grow inside her once again. Damn that man for making her feel like this. Gah. Even until now he's still being bothersome. Truly that man. She broken out from her stupor when she sensed sudden change in the air, the mana around the air to be precise. Rem might be better in smelling scent, but Ram is better in reading the wind due to her affinity. She can't check to the details, not anymore at least, but she still can tell if something happened in there. The change in the air was strange to say. It was unnatural. The mana in air. They were distorted, altered. She quickly searched for the source of the disturbance, and she feels slight dread when found out the source is coming from the children that unconscious. Then the children, one of them stirred from his slumber, groaning. Everyone attention turned to him in instant. One of them waking up. Amelia muttered in surprise. Humph. It seems so. maybe Eren-sama finally finished and now the children curse got removed. Rem commented. No, it's not that. Puck spoke, his voice slight urgent as he narrowed his eyes sharply to the boy that just groaning, "Leah, get back." Huh? Why? Puck dash. The groan from the boy caught the half-elf once again. She turned to him and see his eyes started to open, they look dazed, unfocused, and they meet with Amelia's violet eyes. You're awake. She smiled kindly to him as she crouching to his level, are you okay? The boy stared at her, then his face suddenly confronted to painful expression, his eyes and mouth opened wide, his breath seems hitched. Triple A. Triple A. Triple A. Ha. Splat. Then suddenly the boy body burst apart, as if there's bomb planted inside him. Leah, get back. The half-elf only can watched in beyond shock and horror as blood of the boy splattered to her face and body while got pulled back by her surrogate father. And moreover what gushed out from the child body was no longer blood and organs. It was an inky horde of snakes, countless snakes intertwined together. No, that thing was covered with suckers as big as fish gills, not something as simple as a group of snakes. Are they octopi? Or the tentacles of some strange octopus-like creature? Whatever they are. There's no more trace of any humanity in them, and their appearance clearly spoke that very well. The creature that now stand before them have no limbs or a lower body, making them impossible to describe with words. There is a circular mouth at the end of each one of those endless tentacles. The mouths contain razor-sharp teeth like a shark's. All in all, this creature is so wrong in so many levels, its existence itself seems abnormal and anomaly. Those who watching was petrified in where they stand shocked at the sudden appearance of the abomination creature that now letting out strange and foreign voice from it countless maw. It not because they're surprised or what, no, what make them shocked is this creature existence, for Rem and Ram who can sense creature through wind and smell, and for Amelia and Puck who is connected to spirits, this monstrous living being is something that alien, a mistake that born. But when it leapt forward to Amelia, one of them broken from their shock. A pillar of ice formed from the air and slammed directly to the monster in painful manner, sending the creature away and crashed to the ground. Puck however nowhere near done, the cat's spirit for once looked menacing and threatening despite his harmless appearance. He waved his paw, manipulating the ice that smacked to the creature, spreading the cold substance and make it encase the horror, freezing it wholly. Their momentary silence as everyone in garden stare at the creature that now frozen from top to bottom, their minds still trying to comprehend what just happened moment ago. This. Thesis what which cult want to summon? Ram's voice was filled with pure distaste and disgust. Despite knowing that it won't go anywhere but her eyes never leave from it. What? What was that? Rem's voice dry and filled with horror, that thing. She can feel herself shudder just by watching the creature that now is nothing but a statue. The sense of wrongness that she felt from this monster is overwhelming. Something that should not exist in this world. Puck answered, his voice grave and harsh, his eyes glaring intensely to the frozen horror. With one wave of his hand, it shattered into pieces and dropped to the ground. Satisfied with the result, he turned back to his surrogate daughter who looked paralyzed. He winced when he felt the emotions that rolling from her. Leah, are you okay? The half-elf slowly turned to him and the cat spirit can see and sense the pure horror she felt. Puck. Her voice weak, and she looked at the verge of tears. Puck, that boy. He was. Leah. It was clear that she is very shocked to see the boy that just awake explode like that the moment he saw her. Leah is always a good girl, she is kind in heart, so seeing something like that. It must be very traumatizing. Leah dash. Clack. The sudden distort from mana in the air stopped whatever the cat spirit going to say. They all turned to see the other children began to spasming in the ground, they all groaned and let out shriek of pain before they too explode just like their colleague moment ago, spawning blasphemous creature to the world. Kii. They all letting out strange and alien voices from their many mouths as they slithering and begin to spread, scattering and start to lunge at them like a pack of predator that trying to swarm over their prey. Fast. Rem thought as she immediately react, her horn sprung out without hesitation, sounds of chain rattling in air echoed as sphere of iron with thorns lashed out and she launched it at one of the monster. Only for it to miss hitting its target who dodging the attack. However Rem not stop there, she pull her arm, moving the chain and make it bend, then with another pull the chain wrapped around the monster. With small cry, Rem lift the monster with her strength and slam it to the ground with force, sending dust and debris to everywhere. Then she pull her chain while spinning, dragging the wrapped creature roughly and the blue oni slam it to another that sneaking to attack her. However, the creature was fast and agile, it dodged its own kin with ease, its countless limbs crawling and slithering in the ground before it lashed out at the Oni. Rem forced to dodge the attack while pulling her flail, however the tentacles were too many and she can't avoid all of them. One managed to graze her arm with their sharp fangs, drawing blood, and make the Oni let out hiss of pain. Fortunately she was saved by sharp arc of winds that come and tore apart the offending limbs mercilessly. "Ne-sama. Rem. Are you okay?" Ram asked as she ran to her side. "Rem is fine." Rem answered, her hand that wounded already started to heal, her eyes flicked back to the monster that hissing at them. She instantly noticed their steam coming out from where the tentacles shredded and her eyes widened when see they all start to growing back, high-speed regeneration. The speed it display is almost like Oni. She thought with slight shock. She also noticed that the monster she pummeled already stand once again. They absorb mana directly from the air. Ram commented with narrowed eyes, "Rem, we have to cut them directly into two or at least strike their vital organ, if they have one. We can't hurt them in half-baked manner." "Understood." Rem nodded as she brought up her chain once again. "Kai-i-thei." The monsters let out blasphemous voices from their countless mouth before they skittering to them once again, with their maw wide open and reveal sharp fangs that glistening. El Huma. 6 shards of ice spike launched from Rem's hand to the horror that charging at them, making the creatures split in order to dodge them. When that happened, a 3 wave of sharp wind already on their way to reach one of them, and they hit their target as they violently tearing apart the gruesome monster. Meanwhile the other creature that moved instantly meet Rem's iron sphere, the thorns that protruding from the ball crushing and ripping the flesh of the monster, destroying part of its body like a castle sand meet wave of ocean. Those 2 attacks should kill living being by any mean, the winds that capable to shred down trees into a pieces of lumber, and a crushing attack that will bring down even pillar of building without much problem. And yet they didn't. The creatures' bodies torn and shredded apart by the ferocious attack, but they do not die. Steams poured out from where their bodies tear apart, the missing parts started to regrowth as soon as they gone. And what more terrifying is those creatures started to change. "Ne-sama." Rem obviously noticed this, they evolving. Ram murmured with slight horror and grim realization. "They have to finish them fast. I will cast powerful spell to tear their dynamic." Rem used that chance to kill one of them. "But Ne-sama. If Ne-sama use large amount of mana in hurry like that dash. It doesn't matter, we have to finish them before they finish changing." El Fura. With that she cast powerful spell and summon large gust of wind, shaping them into a gigantic sphere that like a cannon and launch it to the duo. Naturally seeing the attack they react and dodge, however the moment they did, the wind sphere explode, turned into airwaves that spread to everywhere, one of the horror that closer not safe from the backlash as many of her tentacles instantly tore apart, making it drop to the ground and incapable to move for a moment. And Rem already above it with Morningstar ready. With a loud cry, the Oni bring down the spiky iron sphere like a vengeful angel crushed the creature directly in middle of its body. The power behind the attack was enormous compared to before as it went straight crushing the monster body and slammed to the ground, making crater and sending the creature flesh, dirt and debris to everywhere. The blue Oni doesn't think to check is it finally dead or not. She have high expectation it did though, as she quickly focused to the last one who now skittering to her big sister that panting and vulnerable. "You are Huma." A massive pillar of ice that like gigantic spear come out from the air and the blue-haired maid launch it to the monster without any hesitation. The spear soared through the air with a speed, however the horrifying creature seems become faster and made Rem miscalculated, instead skewering the body wholly it only managed to graze the back of it, not enough to stopping it from approaching her sister. "No. Ne-sama." Rem cried fearfully seeing the monster approach her sister that panting in ground. She quickly moved Morningstar but she knew it won't reach her in time. A flash of turquoise light appeared from corner of her vision, cutting her from her despair and the creature sliced into 2 in instant. He was there, his face set into stoic and solemn expression, his armor glistening under the sunlight, and his invisible sword stained with the black inky liquid of the horrible monster that he just slain. "Eren-sama." The blue Oni feels so relieved and glad that he is here now. His presence alone enough to send comfort to her and she knew everything will be fine the moment he arrive. The blonde swing his invisible sword once, splatting the liquid in there to the ground and cleaning the sword. He give one look of disdain to the dead monster before turn to him and smile, waving his hand. "Hello Rem." He greeted kindly, then he turned to Ram, and "Hello Ram, isn't this seems familiar? That Eren-sama arrived late again?" Ram deadpanned, "Why yes, it's certainly very familiar. That was not what I mean but... Alright, I give you that one." He sighed, "Can you stand at least?" "Yes." Ram answered flatly as she slowly pushed herself. Aaron gave nod and lent her a hand, which she took, before turned around, Rem approaching him and Ram. Few meters away from her is Amelia who freezing the last of the creature and turn it into ice statue. Puck clicked his tongue in annoyance as he raining icicles at one of the horror that attacking him. Rem and Ram only deal with 2, the last 3 coming to him. While normally he can handle them but he have Amelia to protect right now, she was in state of shock. What troubling the most is that this creature not just absorbing the mana to heal, but they use it to getting stronger too. He can feel it, the disturbance around the mana that exist in the air. They all twisted and sucked by this creature, distorted beyond any recognition and then used to empower them. The change was fast, not visible due to their horrendous appearance but giving enough time it will. In short words, they evolving, and when they did it would be big problem for them. Damn it. Does Aaron failed? No, that was impossible, he won't lose to them but was the caster able to trigger the curse before they died? He manipulate the ice that lodged to the creature body, making them bloom and shred it apart from inside, then to make sure it did not recover he freeze it whole and shatter the pieces of it remain into another pieces. All of them happened only in few seconds, such is the level of the power of entity at his league. While he doesn't have raw strength that comparable to his true form but that doesn't mean his magic is weak. Of course in that few seconds the 2 remain monsters do not only silent. They moved when he killed their kin, skittering in ground and lunged at his direction, one of them targeting Amelia directly in attempt to distract him but such thing was useless. Puck is not your normal spirit. He was there when Satella still walking around the world and devour half of it. He had battled one of the great 4 spirit and won, taking his place and become one of the most infamous entity in the world. Protecting Amelia while fighting isn't hard for them. Especially these creature is not that strong in term of attacking. However that seems not needed as the moment the horror launched its limbs to Amelia, the half-elf finally moved. She snapped from her shock and terror, her face set into grim acceptance as she create distance between her and the monster. Puck waste no time to fly to her side an instant, smile of relief crossed his face, Lia. Puck. She called back softly, I'm sorry, I was not in my mind before. It's okay, I understand, you must be very shocked. The half-elf chose to not answer that question as she created a large shield of ice, just in time to block the creature that lunged at him, and with Puck's help, the monster that smashed to the ice instantly got encased, turned to statue of ice. Then with simple gesture of the half-elf hand, the monster shattered into pieces and dropped to the ground. She slowly turned to the last one that facing her. No longer the creature have form that indescribable, the bottom part of its body was mixed, those countless tentacles taking shape as a mockery of legs, there also what looked like arms as well, followed by head that half formed. Its size also already bigger than before, twice of the silver-haired girl height. I'm sorry. Amelia muttered, alone tears rolled from her right eye, I cannot save you, I'm sorry. She apologized from the bottom of her heart, voice racked with shame and guilt, I will end your torment, I will make it fast, I'm sorry. There's nothing she can do other than to free this child from their torture through killing them, she aware of that the moment she lay her eyes on this creature. The monster that stand before her did not reply her apologize, it only let out guttural yet also high-pitched voice from its throat before it jumped to her, it hands that constructed from countless tentacle flailing in unnatural manner as they reaching for her. Amelia put one hand to the ground, casting spell in there and she jumped back, just in time to avoid the monster that crashed to where she was moment ago. It quickly tried to chase after her seeing she was missing however it found it movement halted as ice slowly creep over to her lower part. At same time dozen of ice shards already manifested around the trapped creature, hovering around in from all direction and all of them targeted to it. I'm sorry. She apologized once again, tears fell from her eyes as she stared at the horror that used to be innocent child. Then with single wave of her hand those ice shards lunged at it, piercing its body from multiple direction, eliciting shriek of pain from the monster that slowly drowned as ice started to cover its whole body. It seems defiant to the end as it extended hand toward her, as if trying to reach her and its deformed face was curled to snarling expression. Alas it did not do anything as the ice finally reached its head and freezing it wholly, turning the creature into ice statue. Alright Aaron, what actually happened? Puck demanded, eyes sharp and obviously glaring with anger at him. That actually what I want to know as well. The blonde thought with irritation. It has been few minutes ever since their battle against the horror, the front yard that used to be clean and beautiful now is total mess. Carcass of the dead monster bring bad smell to their noses, ice is covering part of the garden and there are also several crater with various size. They want to clean this place, yes, but right now they all dying for an answer and explanation. And truthfully, Aaron dared to proclaim that he is actually the one who most confused in here. They were different. He thought as he noted the corpses of the monster. They not looking humanoid or anything he faced in last timeline, only one that looked humanoid, but it's still very different, just exactly around when the children start transforming? He asked. Don't know, 5 or 10 minutes ago. Puck pawing his head, not counting the details. Well, that clearly troubling. He said with frown, inwardly he feel like pulling his hair. What do you mean? Amelia asked. I already done killing the remain of the cult 20 minutes ago. He answered, the reason why I'm not going back directly to here is because I goes to the village to explain matters to Tiar-san and Suwon-san. He explained. More like lying to them, he can't just say that he killing their temporary employer, so he told them that Ketty Muttert and his band got attacked and they all died in the end, but it give him chance to finish the cultist for good. Everyone tensed as they understand what Aaron implying. If he already killed the cultist that on their way to here before those children transformed, then how the curse still activated? Does the caster already in village before the merchant come? Amelia asked in worried voice. Maybe, yes, but at same time there's chance it actually delayed reaction. The moment all of the caster that could trigger the curse died, it activated itself. Aaron answered, we can't be sure in anything now, there too many mystery. We don't know how this curse work after all, Beatrice-san said it's too strange for her. Strange doesn't even begin it. Puck grumbled, those creatures should not even exist in first place, what the hell which cult thinking, summoning things like them. Puck-sama familiar with those creature? Ram asked. Hell no. Puck declined bluntly in instant, I'd rather cut my own tail than familiar with them. He said while giving face of disgust, what I mean is, those creatures, they do not belong in this world. Their existence is. He paused and visibly shuddered, it impossible to describe them in a words, however what I can say is that they should never born in first place. Their silence after that declaration. In all honesty, Puck doesn't need to said that, while true that normal people won't be able to understand what make those creatures frightening, but all who's here is can. Ram and Rem as Oni have close relationship with the mana, enough for them to know what actually happened when those creatures spawned. Amelia is spirit contractor, as someone who can communicate to them she know well just how horrendous those abomination, the lesser spirits run and reject their very existence. And Aaron. He know enough that those monster is something that should never, ever come to here in first place. I'm surprised Beatrice-san not here. Aaron said as he looking around but cannot find the librarian spirit. Betty is in her library, that place is on different dimension, she probably can't sense what happened. Puck said. I see. That makes sense, if Beatrice was not in her library then she probably already here right now and helping Puck and the other. It was then he noticed that Amelia seems in daze and he decided to look into it, Emmy. He called the half-elf who looking somber, are you okay? No. No, I'm not. She muttered, her eyes glued to the carcass and remain of the abomination. Despite their gruesome and ugly appearance she can't help but see different things, I'm not. She repeated. Yeah. Puck hovering to her side, face showing sadness as he knew how troubled she is, you must be tired, why don't we go back to your room and rest for a moment? Rest. Yeah. She mumbled, that's very good idea. She briefly glanced at Aaron, her eyes meet his for a moment before the blonde give nod, you earn it. He said. The silver-haired girl only nodded before she walked back to the manor without further words, the cat's spirit following her from behind. Aaron heard he mumbling comfort to Amelia briefly before they enter the mansion. We better start cleaning up then. Rem said as she looking around and grimace a bit, there's a lot that need to be fixed. Indeed. Ram added with sigh, extra work always ruin her mood. Not that it matter, her mood already ruined by these abomination. Nae-sama can rest if she want, Rem can taking care of these by herself. Is that so? Ram looking at the blue Oni for a moment with observing eyes before she give nod, I understand, I shall leave it to Rem then. Ram expect no less, but perfection okay. Of course Nae-sama. Aaron watched the interaction briefly with silent, he only stare at Ram and Rem with understanding look. It's not like Ram is lazy or such thing, no, she was tired, exhausted, and she can't pushing herself, not without giving further damage to herself. But she's too prideful and proud to admit that she is weak like that. She has been crippled, weakened, her power is gone, all she have is her pride, and she won't discard that. Rem also aware of that is why she instantly offered to clean everything, just so Ram appear to be not weak and not pushing herself too much. Ram is complicated person. But Eren understand what kind of person she is. Eren-sama can go back to rest too. Rem said, after this Rem will prepare small snacks for Eren-sama. Eren only silent as he observed the dead bodies of the horror. His mind trying to put the puzzle together but it proved to be no avail, he can't find any answer that reasonable or even a single clue. Why they looks different? He asking in low voice. What actually happened? Why the monsters different? What is the meaning of this? Does it mean that there's still another creature that lurking inside another hosts and will attack the village soon? And why in the damned hell they seem so familiar? They were evolving. Huh? Eren turned to Ram who answered his unintentional question with confused look, evolving? Before they born the absorbed mana in air, it wasn't obvious and very subtle actually now Ram think about it again. Ram paused and recalling the information in her mind, when they have enough they started to be more violent, they greedily ate the mana around and come out from the children body. It not end in there, they still devouring the mana in air and they use it to empower themselves, they. Her beautiful face marred by scowl of disgust in here, Ram don't know what they do, but the mana around them were twisted, they turned to something wrong. And like Puck-sama said, it cannot be described by words. It as if the world itself reject their very existence, screaming at them for daring to exist and twisting the mana around them in such blasphemous manner. Eren quirked his eyebrow, face confronted in thoughtful manner as he looked back to the dead body of the horror that he cleave into two. He lift his leg and tilt the body while rubbing his chin. So they not instantly turn to that creature. This is their original form. Well, that explained the difference between the one he saw in previous timeline and this one. The former probably already full grown while the latter still immature. He tilt the corpse with his leg again, eyes observing the creature tentacles that having maw with sharp fangs protruding from there. He also noted that it top part actually looked like octopus or crossover between. Wait a minute. He whispered as he blinked. He slowly goes to one knee, trying to get better look at this monster. Rem who just finished gathering few frozen parts of the dead monster along with another corpse, they all will be burned until none of them remain, blinked when noticed the blonde odd behavior Eren-sama. What are you doing? Rem asked to the man. This creature. They so damn familiar. They really do. No, not just familiar. He recognized them. Yes. He recognized them. In real life it was very different and clearly more ugly, gruesome, and horrifying, but if they put into reality, he can see that this would be how they look like. Then he freeze again as another piece of puzzle come from his mind and started to put the image together. If that was true. If everything is like he thought then. On another hand it was make sense despite how strange and abnormal these creatures ended. But that still can be reasoned with, and it was not impossible given the status of this world. And if he is right then. This will be the answer. But on another hand. This seems too good to be true, there is big chance that he is wrong in first place. He scream, wail, shouting, yelling, begging and crying as he feel his soul violated beyond salvation. He cried and cried, begging for them to stop. But the torture never end. Those stationary eyes keep watching him without any shred of mercy as his mind went through torture after torture. But did he dare to hope? Does he dare to hope after? Hope can't solve anything, but it can lead you to the right path. When people in despair, their only salvation is hope, and through it they can accomplish amazing feat despite being cornered. Hope is what make people strong. It is the reason why people band together. It is what people fighting for, and it is what they fight with when all else is lost. Yes. Yes, he dare to hope. God damn, yes, he dare to hope because the suspicion he have right now is not baseless and very reasonable. Now his mind started to get clearer, he can see how logical and make sense it was. Gods, I'm going to kiss that woman if I survive through this. He muttered with small chuckle as he rose to his feet. Excuse me. Eren-sama going to kiss who? The blonde nearly jumped from where he stand when an arctic voice come from behind him directly. He spun and meet face to face with Rem who have face that resemble statue. No one. He quickly blurted. He coughed to clear his throat and the discomfort he felt, for some reason it was very bothering him to see the girl glare at him like that. It just a metaphorical sense. It was that woman isn't it? Tiar-san. N dash. Lie. What are you? Crush Karsten. I'm not even finished talking. He thought with twitching eye, no Rem, I'm not going to kiss Tiar-san, it's just a metaphorical words. But Aaron-sama will if given opportunity. Well. Tiar is cute, pretty too, of course he will if given chance. No sane man going to refuse kissing pretty girl after all. No REM. That was lie. Aaron-sama reaction is slower than usual. Aaron-sama muscle around the lips also tensed for a moment. Do you have Akashi's Emperor Byakugan, or what? He asked in bewilderment. How you can tell that? Rem has watching Aaron-sama a lot. She answered with straight and unashamed face. Oh. Okay. Aaron said in uneasy voice anyway, Rem, after this done can you prepare dragon carriage? Dragon carriage? The blue Oni blinked. Aaron-sama going somewhere? Yes, I have business in capital, I will be leaving an hour. He was tempted to just run straight to the capital by his own, he is faster after all, he will reach that place before an hour, and if he use carriage it would be afternoon when he reached that place, a quite short and limited time to make preparation. However it will leave him exhausted, and he about to go fighting against 100 meters size giant whale, he can't afford to be weakened in any way. So carriage it is, like it or not. That's still not answer Rem question, Aaron-sama going to kiss Tiar-san right? God damn it Rem. Set your priority straight. This is main priority for Rem. You really Rem little sister you know that? If you like this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you later, bye bye.